Hey guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to install CrazyEgg onto your ClickFunnels. So what is CrazyEgg? CrazyEgg is a funnel heat mapping, so it's a website heat mapping tool so you can see exactly what users are doing on your landing pages. So it gives you exactly what you need to optimize those landing pages. So it shows you how far the typical user is scrolling down on the page. So maybe there's pieces of your landing page that are losing them, making them leave the page. And it also gives you recordings so you can actually see what users are doing on the website. So when you hit the CrazyEgg website, this is what you'll see. So they have a cool little thing where you can enter your website URL, show you your heat map. So it's a little lead generation tool they have. But to sign up for CrazyEgg, you would just click login on the top right. Sign up for CrazyEgg with Google or just pop in your email address. So I'm going to go ahead and click sign up with Google stuff. Once you get past all the Google stuff, it's going to take you to this page where you select the plan. They do have a pretty cool 30-day free trial, and then they have a bunch of different plans you can choose from here. So kind of depending on what your website's doing, you'll choose your plan based on that. So if you've got a lot of traffic, have a lot of time to analyze these and need a lot of data, you might want to choose one of the more advanced plans. But if you're just getting started and maybe you're getting limited traffic, and you just need some sample size, like some snapshots, some recording. So like maybe snapshots are basically how many websites do you need to track? How many landing pages do you need to track? Recordings will give you, for example, 100 user recordings. So you can see how 100 of those users have used the site, what buttons they clicked on, how far they scrolled, what areas they clicked on. So that's what the recordings are. So I would recommend just starting with the basic one for now. So I'll go ahead and click start my free trial. And once you do that, it's going to take you to, after you start your free trial, enter in your information, it's going to take you to where you can integrate it to your website. So for the purpose of ClickFunnels, they don't have a native integration here. You can install it using Tag Manager if you're savvy with that, but just to keep it simple, I'm going to show you how to install it using the tracking script, so how to do it manually. So first, click on that. It's going to generate a code for you. That's your analytics code that you'll be installing, a little piece of JavaScript. So copy that. In your ClickFunnels, where you need to go is settings here on the top right for that particular funnel. And here you're going to see your codes. So you're going to see one called head tracking code. That's where you need to put this. So scroll all the way to the bottom there. Pop that bad boy right in there and then scroll to the bottom and click save. Alright, so go back to CrazyEgg to the install and then you're going to click on next. And you want to pop in that URL that you where you just installed that, and you want to make sure that you installed it correctly. So we'll go ahead and pop that bad boy in. Click check URL. It might take a few seconds. You might have to just give it a minute and then try it again, but let's see if that worked already. Alright, so it does look like it installed successfully. So this is currently installed. So let's go to the next page, and we're going to set this up for the individual pages of that funnel. So the next step is on the top right hand side, click create new snapshot. And if you want to install it on multiple funnel pages, which I recommend you do, click on snapshots for multiple pages. From here, you're going to enter in any URL you want to install it on. So I'm going to show you an example where maybe you're split testing. So maybe you're testing two different landing pages here and you want to install it on both. What you need to do is click on first grab the URL, pop that in here, and then you want to grab this particular path. So I clicked on this gear icon, it gives you the path of that particular funnel page. So for this one. So make sure you add that to the end here, and that's going to be that URL. And always name them so you know exactly what you're talking about. So you might want to do homepage split test 1, for example. Next, you'll have your variation. So same thing, make sure you put in the correct URL for that split test and grab that path, pop that in at the end of this URL, and then you want to name this one too. So maybe that's homepage split test 2. If you're not split testing, you have to worry about it. It's going to be a lot fewer steps for you. Now, if you want to add this for the other funnel steps, so maybe you want to put it on your upsell page, which I recommend you do. I'd recommend you put it on any page where there's some desired user action that needs to be taken. So upsell pages, sales pages, order pages, even on thank you pages. If you want to see what the users are doing there, install it on those too. All right, so let's throw this on the upsell page. Make sure you name it. upsell 1. And that's how you install it. So make sure you add it to all the pages you want to, and make sure you're grabbing the exact paths you want. So that's the path. So it automatically adjusts it, which is a pretty cool feature of CrazyEgg. And then click on settings. These I normally just use the same. So it's asking you things like, do you want to consolidate the traffic into one snapshot? It's fine to have it for different devices like this. Start it immediately and snapshot by default after 60 days. So let's see. All that looks good. Click on review and we are good to go. So what you can then do is click create the 9 snapshots and then return to dashboard. So what you can see that it does is it creates them for different devices, which is pretty cool. So you'll be able to see how many visits you got on that device, and then you'll be able to look at recordings of how users interacted with those pages. All right, so some pretty cool features here. So to see how users interacted with the site and see the recordings, those are all right here. So you can click on recordings right over here. You can also click it on those particular pages. You can see the status if it's actually active and recording right now. And you can also see the snapshots. So something you'll want to do is click on recordings over here to the left, and it's going to ask you to activate recordings. And what you'll need to do is you can click on this to turn that on. And there's a lot more custom tracking you can do, but for our purposes here, we won't go too far in the advanced stuff. I mainly just wanted to focus on how to install this to your ClickFunnels, and I'll show you what it looks like once you do have a recording. So we have a user here who visited the page. You can click this to see the snapshot, and this is a heat map, so you can see what the users did on the site. This will be more valuable once you have a lot of users, obviously. One user doesn't tell us a ton, but at least you can see how the software works. They also have a cool feature called interactive mode, which kind of gives you a live view of the heat map. We'll just close that for now. But yeah, since we just set it up, it hasn't quite loaded, but you'll see the heat map here, and you'll see recordings, how people are clicking, and the different settings to view those at the top. So heat map is going to show you where people are clicking. Scroll map is going to show you how far people are scrolling down. Confetti shows you like based on traffic, which is pretty cool. And this is going to like load a screenshot of your page here once it's ready to go. And you can see the recordings over here once it starts to generate some recordings. And hopefully that was helpful. I mainly just wanted to focus on how to install CrazyEgg to your ClickFunnels so you can start getting those analytics.